you going, man?
Good morning. Hey,
Good morning.
y'all going to Radius?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, the city used to be like industrial city. Paper, international paper.
When I see photos of old Erie, it's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't even seem real.
One of the biggest.
How's it going, man?
Yeah, me too. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This dude got a treadmill hooked up to his computer. Good morning, people. Dun, 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 tch. What up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up? Subscribe to the channel if you just coming into the chat. Hit the bell so you get the top notification bell. That's the one you're looking for. Is there any more floor money? Yes. China put it on the floor. Good morning. China put money on the floor. Top of the morning. Y'all like the videos, y'all come in. It's Monday. The market about to open at 9:30. Y'all should already be done started your investments, man. So as soon as 9:30 get here, boom, your money get to where it's supposed to be. But good morning. He said money on the floor. Yeah. It's money on the floor. So look, I know y'all seen everything that was going on yesterday on TikTok. Nasty work. I should have seen this coming. For like the last year or so, there's been videos all over YouTube saying how the decline of luxury brands, meaning the Gucci, the Louis, let's say about 5 years ago might have been when the designer brands were at their climax. Since then, it's kind of like faded off. I like to think that the climax of the luxury brands was probably mixed in there with the True Religion era and shit. You know, you had the True Religion jeans or the Robin jeans. You had to have a designer belt on with it and shit like that. Between that time and now, we've seen the decline. You don't see it as much. It was a big, big thing for a minute. Now you see people more so wearing like comfortable shit, like joggers and shit like that, sweats. It's really about the sneaker game, but for the most part, the whole designer craze, it fell off. The PPP and the PUA era, that probably maxed it out. When that happened, everybody was able to wear it, and oversaturation causes a decline. Oh, thank you. This is my shit. You can get this on therealdribble.com. This is my shit, Fashion Bomb Couture. You can get the snapback on my website too. Under Armour, the sweatsuit I got on, this is Under Armour actually and shit. A lot of people kind of like fell back. Once everybody get it, it ain't no more good, man. When that PUA shit came out, everybody had money to go get them some Louis, some Gucci, Prada. Then it just went crazy. Then you got these bitches selling pussy online. They want to wear it. And before you know it, a bunch of lowlives are running around with these brands on, and they don't hold the same prestige. It was a time when you seen somebody in certain designer brands, it was like a status symbol. But once lowlives and shit start wearing it, it's not as prestigious anymore. Anyway, I always got on gym clothes Monday through Friday for the most part. Gym clothes pretty much dominate my closet, but yeah, the luxury brands, just oversaturation, man. They was putting them brands on sneakers and shit like that. Even the sneaker game ain't the same anymore. But as of yesterday, there was some very, very interesting videos released on TikTok, and it was from the manufacturers in China. Now, in the United States, for one reason or another, when we see something that say made in China, rub my shea butter in. When we see something that say made in China, we tend to think that it's cheap. We tend to think that it's cheap. Well, yesterday, a slew of videos came out and they went viral right away on TikTok. And what happened was this. We all know that last week Donald Trump rescinded the tariffs against all of the countries except for China. So he's basically declaring war with China. In return, they enacted a reciprocal tax, lodging tariffs against the United States. So the manufacturers got the smart idea to say, we're going to enlighten everybody on what's going on and who really got the power. They basically said, we don't need the United States. The United States needs us, and this is why. We make those luxury brands that you all love so much. What luxury brands? The luxury brands that dominate the United States, y'all status symbols. Y'all status symbols that say made in Italy, like Gucci, like Louis Vuitton. I think MCM's from Germany and shit like that. All of the luxury brands that people in the United States think so highly of, China started blowing up the spot, and they started to tell people, we don't need the United States. The United States need us because y'all love our manufacturing. Case in point, they started to show off all of their purses and shit. People in the United States paying $30,000 for a Birkin bag. He said, who wins a one-on-one with and1, the professor, and why? With SV to God, man. I can't answer that right now. Me, I'll beat him. I'm bigger than him. But look, the designer brands revealed that in the United States, we paying $30,000 for a Birkin bag. When in fact, they over in China making them joints for 40 bucks. They making the Gucci slides. I owned a pair, and I believe I paid almost $400 for them, the white ones. They said they making them slides for 75 cents in China. And it just sent the internet into a tailspin. It did, and they took it further. China is interested in doing direct-to-consumer purchasing, meaning you don't got to get your Louis bag from Louis Vuitton. China said you might as well just come get it from us. China saying that you might as well come get your Louis bag for us. I don't know why I didn't see that coming, because I'm in branding. I got my own clothing brands and shit like that. And manufacturers, they be literally beefing over me. Like, they be, if you got a clothing line or anything like that, and you on Instagram, the manufacturers is on Instagram too. They got Instagram pages, and they see who got motion. They see who getting busy and shit. And they be in my inbox all the time. Primarily manufacturers from Pakistan, India, and some from China. But once we were all put in the same place, the manufacturers and the designers, the entrepreneurs, they saying to themselves, oh, we need all of this money. We don't just want to manufacture for Louis, Gucci, and shit like that. We can manufacture for you. I'm going to tell you what this revelation does to the knockoff game. I'm going to tell you what this revelation does to the knockoff game, right? You might get a piece of Gucci, whatever, and it says made in Italy, and you think that it's made in Italy, but it's really made in China. And then you get this same garment that says Gucci, and on the tag it says made in China. You don't want the one that says made in China because you feel that it's a knockoff. But in all reality, the Chinese are making the knockoff, putting their name, essentially anything that got China name on it is what we deem to be a knockoff. And anything that has made in Milan, made in Italy, we assume that to be authentic. They just blew up the spot. So to everybody who big on wearing knockoffs and shit, right? You've been winning. You've been winning the whole time. You've been winning the whole time. This is funny that this happened like this because I got a message the other day. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a screenshot of a conversation from a manufacturer. They approached me the other day and they like, yo, we see your clothing brand. We see you doing very, very well. And we want to make a proposal to you. We would like to sell you replicas of anything that you want. We got sneakers, we got leather jackets, we got handbags, we got belts. And I'm like, oh, this gotta be the police. I'm like, this has to be the police. They just jumped in because it's a crime. You seeing people get arrested. Like recently, I've been seeing a lot of white women get arrested for selling the purses and shit. They be having what's called purse parties. And these purse parties, you know where they thrived at? These purse parties thrived the most in rich neighborhoods. These were rich white women inviting all of their friends over, and they having purse parties, and they selling the knockoffs like a motherfucker. And to keep it totally honest with you, the knockoff game has got to the point that it almost don't even make sense to buy the real one. There's literally no difference. StockX has said that they can't. StockX made a public statement a few weeks ago basically saying that we can't guarantee you the authenticity of our of products bought from StockX. I guess, you know, you can buy and sell over there and shit like that. They basically saying they can't tell the difference anymore. They can't tell the difference anymore. Another thing that aggravated this whole manufacturing thing and forced China to probably to blow up the spot, Bathe and Ape was selling knockoff about a year or two ago. The Bathe and Ape people somehow found some knockoffs of they hoodies, and they basically said, damn, them motherfuckers are so good, man. We'll buy them. Matter of fact, we'll buy all of them. And they bought them all, and they start selling them. They got caught, but China's blowing up the spot, and they letting the United States know who really, really has the power. They basically saying the rich people in your country don't want to go without our manufacturing. Y'all think that other people are doing the manufacturing when it's really, really us. Now, are you serious? Do you really think that you might want to rethink the fact that you're lodging a tariff against us because we're really a manufacturing superpower? And the video, the guy showed all sorts of leathers, all sorts of, leather fabric, all sorts of textile, zippers. They manufacture zippers. Their technology is through the roof. Their technology is out of this world. And because of that, they doing the top shelf manufacturing. The knockoff sneakers, they not curling up no more. You remember when they had you can get the fucking the knockoff Air Force Ones. Niggas was selling them out the trunk. They were selling them in barbershops and shit like that. You get one or two wears out of them, they start curling up and shit like that. It ain't like that no more. They got really, really good knockoff quality. It's actually, it's balanced. It's balanced. China has lapped us as far as manufacturing. I don't know any manufacturing as far as clothing to be done in the United States. Nike isn't made in the United States, although the headquarters is in, I believe, Portland, Oregon, or Washington State somewhere. We don't make anything. I think we make Ford trucks. That's about it. He said them was the $40 joints back in the early 2010s. Yeah, yeah, them $40 joints you can get out of the back of the trunk of niggas' cars and shit like that. How they lapped us when they got sweatshops and we don't. Their education system is more complex than the United States. Their education system is different than the United States, so you can't really question the technology and shit like that. The way that they educate their kids is different, and they might go to school for a portion of the day and then go to work for the rest of the day and shit like that. It's a lot different. He said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and start supporting the knockoff hustlers. I think the knockoff hustlers are elated. What the United States is going to do is now is start trying to crack down through customs. They going to be on customs like a motherfucker. You see raids. They just had a raid like a week ago where they found almost $2 million worth of knockoff garments and shit like that. I think we as the consumer need to stop buying all these things because we are getting ripped off. Once they broke down the equation and let everybody know what exactly you're paying for, what you're paying for is something cheap. What you out for is validation from your peers or people around you. That's something that's rampant online. Online, social media, it kind of put validation on steroids. You'll see people going live who ain't even good looking. You'll see people going live who don't even have a following. You've seen people go live and it's one or two people in the chat. Nobody is even in there talking to them. And here they is standing in front of the screen. Just because it's there, they're looking for gratification. I mean, they're looking for validation. They want people to get them some likes and shit. This is a drug to an insecure mind. And with that being said, everybody is trying to be an influencer, and the first thing that an influencer does when he's trying to influence you is he go and cover himself in a bunch of designer clothing. This is what people use to convince you or not that they're successful. Yeah. As an adult, I never got caught up in the labels except real Nike. I could care less for approval from strangers. If I like it, I wear it. I work for a manufacturer. I knew this for a long time. Extremely cheap to make, but if a company knows best move goods to other countries like Pakistan. King Buck Wow said, all I rock is PA knits and PILLMATIC shirts. He said, like Philly trenches, no real followers talking to himself. Yeah, you see a lot of that because people want validation. People be wanting somebody to like them and shit like that. But yeah, China chose violence. China chose violence. This is the most viral story on TikTok right now. I'm starting to get a little bit more proficient in operating TikTok. I'm thinking maybe Donald Trump's initial beef with TikTok has something to do with China and shit. I think after he get wind of them over there blowing up the spot about the economy, he might in fact ban TikTok. He might in fact ban TikTok again. They wear all that BS and won't support their local black brands. You know what's funny? I remember when hip hop looked like black brands. I remember when hip hop actually looked like black brands. When you seen hip hop, you seen urban brands prevalently. You seen Maurice Malone, you seen RP55, you seen Pure Players, you seen Willie Esco, you seen Fubu, you seen Cross Colors. All of these companies were urban brands that were very, very popular and popularized through hip hop culture and shit. The same hip hop culture just went crazy with the designer thing and shit, and kind of removed some of the prestige from urban brands. But Carl Kanai, yeah, we back on the rise though. We around here. We putting in a lot of work. So yeah, China wants to do a direct to consumer. They don't want to serve the people in China don't want to just serve the people in Italy and shit like that. They want to serve you and I. They want to serve their products directly to us. How y'all feel about that? Urban Clothes is dominating designer clothes, so they smashed that. Rockaware and Sean John were the last ones. I seen a documentary that says it only costs $25 to make an iPhone. I'm gonna tell you a marketing trick that's used by companies like Apple, who I have stock invested in, but I'm gonna still share this information with you. When an Apple iPhone come out, it's the best thing popping. It's the most prized. It's the best thing popping, right? Until they come out with a new one. As soon as they, Gully copying Hassan fashion sense. Nigga, this shit belong to me. I designed this shit. You see this shit? Established 1976. That's the year I was born. Is you out your goddamn mind? Hold on. You lost your motherfucking mind, nigga. You crazy? Hassan ain't making no goddamn money. Hassan is a customer and shit. This is my brand. Fashion Bomb Couture. You can get that on my website. Nobody in a million years would ever attempt to dress like Hassan, man. Is you out your fucking mind? If people wanted to dress like Hassan, Hassan probably would be selling clothes. That's the edge I got on a lot of niggas. I just happen to be fly and shit, so I can design something from the ground up. He said that dude jumped off the cliff with that statement. As soon as a new iPhone gets released, the current one starts to function badly. I don't know if that's the truth. Man. I got an older iPhone right here. It's in great condition and shit. I still use this and shit. This AirDrop, it's like a hard drive and shit. I got all of those apps on this one, on TikTok and all of the other apps, CapCut and shit. They all on this one and shit. I don't know if that's the truth. That might be something that's going off in your mind, but people seem to think that when a new iPhone comes out, nobody starts to downplay the one before it, but the company and shit. The company is the ones that downplay iPhones and shit. They the ones that start talking about the new updates and da-da-da-da-da. And they put in your mind that you gotta have this new one that they're selling to you for an inflated price, when in all reality, they just playing on your intelligence. It's marketing. Apple lost a lawsuit in which they were caught lowering the radio frequency of previous versions. That's heavy. Who wear designer more, Americans or folks overseas? The United States is the biggest consumer of those types of goods and shit. And I've been overseas and shit. And I ain't gonna lie. I've been to Paris, France, and London. Them people over there dress better than Americans. I'm not lying to you. They dress better than Americans. They dress very, very neat. They got a great sense of style. And a lot of shit that come to the United States and become popular, it come from over there. You would think it's the other way around. As a matter of fact, our media will program you or convince you that the United States is more advanced than these other countries and shit like that. When that really ain't the truth, man. I was blown away when I went to Europe. I seen a cell phone charger in the airport in Paris. Cell phone charger. You know what this motherfucking cell phone charger was? It was an exercise bike. I swear to God, it was an exercise bike. And you get on the motherfucker and you plug in your phone, and the way that you charge your phone, you gotta start pedaling and shit. I was like, wow. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, they promoting fitness. In order for you to charge this phone, you got to ride this motherfucking exercise bike. I couldn't believe that shit. I couldn't believe it. They are invested in that designer shit as well. Let me tell you something, right? If you go watch my Haitian Jack documentary, part 1, you see I'm on there with I got the green Benetton shit on. You don't see Benetton in the United States all like that. I went to a place called Oxford Circus in London, I believe. Yeah. And it was just, the fashion was through the roof, but it was primarily geared to serve tourists and shit like that. I was talking to a designer over there, and he was telling me that he was noticing how Sergio Tacchini, Fila, and Elise and all that type of shit, he was noticing that shit was making a comeback in the United States. Lotto. And he told me the history behind that shit. They used to be coming out of soccer games, and after the soccer games was over with, they would turn into a mob. They call it being a hooligan, and they would start spot rushing stores, what we call looting. Looters in the United States, hooligans overseas. And they would run up in these stores and, you know, just get to taking shit. And they start wearing the shit that they took, but they was robbing soccer and tennis stores. And they like, man, we can't believe that the people in the United States took to that the way that they did. But a lot of those brands was delivered through us from sports. If you go look at old videos of John McEnroe and Jimmy Connors in the 70s and shit, they was Fila down in the 70s. They was Sergio Tech down in the 70s. The headbands and everything the chicks had on the tennis skirts and everything that they did, that they was wearing, ended up becoming fashion to us. First time I seen the resurgence of Elise was in Spain in 2018. Designers is really black-owned gear because we got the original swag that everybody copies. We got to support each other. Make sure y'all like this video. Good morning to everybody. Make sure y'all prepared for the stock market open in 26 minutes. For whatever reason, they said today is going to be a big day. Get on your investment apps and see what stock prices is down, and that's the one that you buy. Look at how much the share cost is. Buy as many as possible. That's plain English. That's layman's terms. I hope that you adhere to it for real. These is all $1 bills and shit. It's probably like 70 or 80 of them or something like that. I was putting these in a jar. I invested the rest of them already. I was putting these in a jar, and I was listening to a guy speak on YouTube yesterday, and he was saying how people to save money is a trait of poor people. I was like, God damn. I'm gonna say that again. People to save money, and we taught to save money. It's a poor people trait. When you trying to save money, your money has zero chances of increasing. He even cited the interest rates accumulated through putting your money in a bank or a credit union and shit. It's just like the streaming services, man. Nothing is gonna happen with that money and shit. That money is not gonna grow no way, no how and shit. But there's different methods of investing. Smart people invest. Poor people had a scarcity mind, and they feel that stockpiling money is actually wealth. It's not. It's not at all. My man says savings is no motion. Kingdom United TV said this to my son. So what I did was I got all my $1 bills out. I invested the it was all $1 bills. It was like this big. I invested it yesterday. As soon as the market cleared my purchase, I'm gonna get a receipt for my purchase and shit. But I had took so many $1 bills to the store and shit. They was like, man, that's enough. So when I get up off of here, I'm about to have to go to this store and put these ones on this card and invest. He said, what app do you use to buy stocks? I've been warned against this, right? They say that you should use Robinhood and something else. But I started my investment journey with my Cash App. I was fucking with Bitcoin first. And the reason why I continue to invest with my Cash App is because so much money passes through my Cash App. And what I do is, whenever somebody Cash App me, I just immediately invest the money and shit. It's a method that I have and shit. You know, whenever any money come through my phone, I'm immediately going and buy shares and shit. So that's how I build it. At some point, you know, maybe I flip over to the Robinhood app or something like that. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Boom, 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 boom. Day trading for me is the way to go. The safest investment is to invest in the S&P 500. Let me tell you something, right? I had thousands of dollars invested in the S&P leading up to this crash that happened the last month. I said to myself, the S&P 500 is the 500 top companies in the United States compiled into one. When you invest in the S&P, you invest into 500 different companies, right? I said to myself, 500 different companies ain't doing well right now. So I pulled all of my money out of S&P and I put emphasis on NVIDIA and Amazon. I put emphasis on Amazon because I was watching a documentary about Jeff Bezos. There's certain guys that they ain't gonna do bad, and there's certain services, there's certain companies that the United States can't function without. NVIDIA, to my understanding, is they make some type of microchip, which is favored by the United States and China. We both use this microchip, right? And so NVIDIA is almost above the tariff beef that's going on with the United States and China. That microchip, everybody need that joint. So that's a great investment. Amazon, online shopping is something that fuels the world. Like, people got their phones in their hand all the time and shit. So online shopping, Amazon shopping, that's always gonna do really, really well. The market has peaks, and sometimes it'll drop, but Amazon is always gonna do really, really well. So that's another good one. I also choose to invest into companies that I use a lot. I use PayPal a lot, so that's a stock that I bought. I ain't a professional. I'm learning and I'm getting better, but all of the information that you need is actually on YouTube. Primarily, I'm just gonna say it, we be watching the wrong videos on YouTube. There's videos on YouTube that can make you rich. There's videos on YouTube that can provide you with a college education and shit. Be mindful what the fuck you watching on YouTube. I'm telling you, if you tuned in to motherfuckers like Hassan Campbell, like my man, you're not going nowhere at all and shit. So try to get that out of your algorithm. Crypto Walk said, I've been owning NVIDIA and Tesla since 2018. Let me tell you something about, I was invested in Tesla about a month or so ago too. And when I start seeing people picking in the Tesla headquarters and burning up them cars and shit, I'm like, man, something is going on. But again, Elon Musk is probably one of them guys who ain't gonna do bad and shit. The big companies, the shares are a little bit more expensive, but them big companies gonna do whatever to stay on top, and they gonna flourish, and that's just common sense. He said, yeah, I'm watching you live from a NVIDIA RTX 4090 GPU chip right now. Thank you. I'm glad I'm invested in Apple too. I'm glad that I'm able to get on here with y'all and tell y'all what NVIDIA is. I'm glad I'm able to do that. You know why? Because other platforms ain't really doing it. Well, other platforms in our realm, the hip hop, the entertainment platforms, they not doing this. They're just as misinformed as anybody else. But I've taken it upon myself to educate myself the last few weeks, and I'm getting better. Look into a brother named Chris Sane. I follow him. He's a great teacher, and maybe you can get an interview to help us as a people understand the online investing. All right, all right, all right. Is that something that y'all want? Magnificent 7 stocks: Apple, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, and Google. I see it's a lot of investors in here and a lot of very intelligent people in here that know what they're talking about. I appreciate y'all being on this platform with me this morning and shit. I love computers. That's how I know about NVIDIA. They make the best gaming graphics cards and supercomputers. I be in here styling on these niggas, man. I be on here styling, man. Gotta pull out the intellect. We'll know exactly who's gifted, informed, moving with equality, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding by what come out their mouth. Anyway, yes, I like that a lot. Might as well see you and get some knowledge, because me and the people trying to blow. I advise everybody here to get in tune with what's going on with the economy. This is something that we got access to as well. We're United States citizens and shit. You got to figure out another way to get some money. It used to be 5 sources of income, make a millionaire. It's 7 now. So make sure you get in tune with what's going on outside of this algorithm that you love so much. Don't just be on Big U and Charleston White and Hassan all day. Anyway, good morning. What companies is up in here? The market open in 15 minutes, man. Traders, y'all get ready. 15 minutes. He said, you talking that talk for real. It's growth. It's growth. One of my mentors named Brother Muhammad and shit, he told me that my frequency was changing last year. And when he said that, I took that to be a great compliment. And this is when I stopped smoking weed. He was like, oh, you put down the weed? Like, damn, brother, you growing, man. Your frequencies are changing and shit like that. When he said that to me, I started to try to live that. I started to try to live up to that, a changing of frequency. So he said that's the trick too. The big dogs focus on one stream of income. That couldn't be further from the truth. You can't tell me that people that play the stock market won't put no money into real estate. Like, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That goes back to what I said like 10 minutes ago. When you just put some money somewhere and sit it ain't earning nothing from you. The earning potential is 0. We trying to accumulate assets. Assets over cash money. Cash money has no earning potential. Assets is something that has an earning potential attached to it. You got it? I've personally invested thousands in self-education. I agree with that. What's a good place to put your money? The same place my man just said, invest in self-education. If you invest in your own education, you'll figure it out. I heard a dude say yesterday on this stock channel, right? It was a black dude. He said, stop vacationing with this black dude said on this investment channel yesterday, he said, yo, stop taking vacations to where the poor people go. He basically said stop vacationing to where poor people vacation. I believe he meant South Beach by that. I believe he meant South Beach by that. Meaning the person that's on the plane with you, they probably gonna come from an impoverished background. They probably won't have any information for you. When you go to brunch, you know, when you at the resorts and shit, when you go to brunch, the conversations is gonna be different if you put yourself in an environment where the rich and the wealthy are and shit. So yeah, Miami, the Dominican Republic, you know, all the ghetto spots. Gotta cease doing that shit. I just live streamed with y'all a couple weeks ago from Fort Myers, Florida. That shit was live as a motherfucker, man. And we was stuck on Miami. I happened to be introduced to Fort Myers by one of my homies I played basketball with. He rich, his family rich and shit. We went and stayed in a beach house. They got a summer beach house in Florida, but live in Pennsylvania and shit. And it was just out of this world. And people asked me where I was at. I told y'all this. Y'all said, what part of Florida are you in? I said, I'm in the American Greed portion. I'm in the American Greed section of Florida. Remember I said that? Y'all asked me where I was at in Florida. I said I was in the American Greed section because that shit looked just like an episode of American Greed. When you listen to the motherfucking episodes of American Greed, they don't be going to South Beach and shit like that, man. They be going to Boca Raton and different types of shit that you ain't never, it's not really popular amongst us and shit. He said, I enjoy that show. That's my show, man. That's my show. I'm always tuned in to American Greed. Boom, boom. What cities is in here this morning? 700 people here this morning. Good morning. Homeboy sent the super chat about me and the professor, man. I went straight up. And get to the gym this morning. You also have to make an investment in yourself and shit. Detroit, Atlanta, Long Island, Salt Lake City, Flatbush, Charleston, South Carolina, Vegas, Youngstown, Cleveland, Mobile, Alabama. Tone, what's up, pimp? Erie, PA. Grand Rapids, Trenton. Shout out to the momentum coming out of Trenton, New Jersey. Harlem, Fort Worth, Texas. The BX, Miami, Grand Rapids, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Portland, Suffolk. Mustafa, what's up, pimp? Naples, Florida. Greensboro, North Carolina. Maryland, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Boston. All right. Appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. He said, Gully, what happened to the crypto dude you had to interview? I offered him the interview opportunity in a slot that I had. And he was supposed to go before Reed Dollars and Dubes from the Sporty Thieves and shit. Like, I serve my content to y'all in a certain way and shit. Like, I'll do live streams and then I'll go on a tear with original content and shit. If y'all seen that 20-minute joint I just uploaded the other day with Shaheem, just pay attention to the method that I bring y'all the content. Everybody is not going to be here if you don't figure out a way to make your channel unique. Everybody's getting on live talking about nothing. If we wanted to pinpoint what everybody's talking about right now online, it's probably the Rolling 60s. It's probably Big U. Everybody's talking about that online. Every channel is talking about that online, primarily. How do you escape some shit like that? You got to step away from what's being done by the populace and hit them with some original content. That's where that Shaheem joint came from. I got shit like that in the clip I just be holding. You know what I'm saying? I got shit like that in the clip. I do. So more Reed Dollars coming to y'all this week. And I got a Taliban interview coming soon. Straight up. He said, this is great advice. Most don't pick up. Switch it up. Every day, it's getting harder to occupy a space on YouTube. Every day, somebody else is launching a channel and shit. It's not like 10 years ago and shit, where you had probably 10 or 15 dudes that was a favorite. Every major city Detroit got a whole bunch of niggas that just came out. Atlanta got a bunch of niggas. New York got a bunch of niggas. Philadelphia got a bunch of niggas and shit. Like, when you get online, you gotta be able to create a separation of originality between yourself and these other niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? I like the Reed Dollars interview. He looked healthy. Thank you. I support Deion Sanders. I'm with Colorado 100%. The Lakers got Minnesota in the first round. The Knicks got Detroit in the first round. These are two series that somebody like you is always going to win because your content is differentiated between anyone else's. Thank you. Thank you. I'm 51. Big U is a peer. Been knowing about dude my whole life coming up in LA. He's just new to the outside world. If you been watching this channel for any extended period of time, I spoke about Big U and how everybody should stay away from him 2 years ago. Manager, yeah, he said, Gully, do you sports bet? Nah, I don't do no gambling of no type. Tone, I like that idea, man. I think I might do that. Yeah, I think I might do that. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. It's 800 people here. Good morning, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Boom, 9:30. That's 6 minutes from now. Invest some money in the stock market. Straight to the gym. Invest in self. I got my gym bag over there. They need to quit that gang shit. It's over with. The gang shit is over with. Young niggas don't listen to older niggas, man. That removed the structure from gangs and shit. Young niggas don't really be in a position to lead yet. They're not that experienced and shit. You're gonna have a young nigga telling a bunch of other young niggas what to do, and he ain't got no sense. You're gonna lead them niggas straight to the penitentiary. You need a veteran to tell these guys, yo, don't do that way. Don't move this way. You dig? When that happened, when the gang leadership was transferred from from older niggas, veterans, to young niggas, you see what you got. A bunch of niggas be walking around in the daytime with Pooh Shiesty masks on and shit. Tell everybody you're a goddamn assassin. Where an older nigga would say, yo, take that off, man. You can't tell a young motherfucker to take them shiesties off. Niggas will shoot you for some shit like that. Straight up. I need y'all to hit that like button. Hit that like button, man. It's almost 700 people here. Appreciate y'all, man. He said, I seen a goofy wearing one at Target. They wear them everywhere. They do. Me and Aunt Casa was standing outside on 142nd and 8th Ave one night. We standing outside smoking weed and shit. 3 young niggas walked by. It's nighttime. It's like 11:30, 12 at night. 3 young niggas walked by with the shiesties on. Them niggas walked up, looked at us, seen that we wasn't who they was looking for, and walked off. And I was like, wow. I said, them niggas was gonna shoot us, man. Them little niggas was just gonna shoot us, man. I said, I can't believe that just happened. This shit was crazy as a motherfucker. So, man, let's get the fuck from out here, man. The blind leading the blind. Yeah, it be like that. I've been here for 50 minutes. These kids are on some killer mode wearing a coat in 70-degree weather like we don't know. They are tooled up. Yeah. He said, yeah, that's when you know you in the wrong area. Every live you appear healthier and healthier. Jim, sea moss, shilajit, burdock root, ashwagandha, pomegranate, rosehip oil for your skin. Hydrate yourself with alkaline water and coconut water for the electrolytes, and exercise. I don't use no drugs and I don't smoke no weed either. So, yeah, it's my biggest flex, man. Drug and alcohol free and shit. Anyway, I gotta get to the gym, man, and I gotta go make this investment because the stock market open in 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes to make your early morning investments. Y'all need to get there, man. Bust that move. I gotta get up out of here. Subscribe to the channel. Soursop and watermelon season is right upon us. If you in the South, y'all already got the watermelon and shit. They should start coming out shortly. Anyway, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell. Smash the like button so you get the notifications. Follow me on IG. It's the Office of Gully TV. 2 Apple computers, a phone, and a whole lot of bright ideas, man. Whole lot of bright ideas, but it's time to get to work, man. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna get up with y'all later on. More original content coming to you from the dribble. All right? Peace.